Madonna's cosmos. Somebody's lunch lies in the gutter. Taxi cabs chase the closet queens down from Taylor Square, while the boy from Longreach scores off the girl from Parramatta. Wild-eyed disco punks, sewer skunks and narcotic drunks surf the William Street wind tunnel. Bite the worm that feeds you. Try your luck. This is
Hot Bananas, the radio play.
Attention, attention. This play is happening now. Passengers for the Trans-Australia Express boarding for Rooster City on platform 7.
Hot bananas! Hot bananas! Hot bananas! Hot bananas! Hot bananas!
Extra cream, vanilla ice cream with chocolatey swirls all through. Topped with chocolate, sprinkled with nuts, all sitting sweetly on a crispy sugar cone. Hello!
Right now, yes, I need you and how.
It was the day Johnny O'Keefe died, and they were playing his songs on the radio as we lay in the hotel room that the desk clerk said he didn't have. Multicolours and me, in a hotel room up the cross, looking for love with the radio on. She said I had eyes that looked like they'd been hit by an atomic bomb, but I checked my brains at the door and I didn't really care what happened, and all of a sudden it did. The television snapped at the hairline and I saw an Egyptian rooster fall out of a rainbow 5 light years from the Queensland border. Outside in the corridor, a walking sphinx melted the door. Hysteria filled the curtains and Sydney swept into the hotel room like a carload of pharaohs pulling up at the lights. Civilization crashed through the window. And I caught sight of my face in the bathroom mirror as it rippled round the corner, trailing blue veins like an albino bottlefish. Across the bed, Multicolours was rolling a spaghetti sandwich.
Catching yourself in front of a train just to prove it's painted red is the same as looking in a mirror to find out if you're dead,
she said, pulling the sheet over her head. I dropped to my knees, and there at the door stood Burke and Wills and an Egyptian rooster with a pointed bone. This was no longer the 70s. It was the cosmic joke of the year as Burke's first word rang like a bellbird in my ear.
Queensland!
Wills stood beside himself in a T-shirt that said, "Religion is an optical illusion."
Queensland! The pivotal state of change.
Why me?
Because you're not right in the head.
The rooster looked incomprehensible out of the side of his face, and Wills stepped into the room.
You're on a flight path to Rooster City, my dear. Now grab this speck of history and get out of here. It's lights on in Rooster City, and all bananas go. The first clue's in Nimbin. That's all we know.
Multicolours handed me the hot one and stared back at Wills. Somebody's heart was turning into a frog, but it wasn't mine. Thank God it was cooling out. I got off my knees and tried to look masochistic, reaching for my sunglasses or anything else I could stuff into my mouth. Burke stepped aside, and the Egyptian rooster shuffled into the room, looking like everybody's idea of an Egyptian rooster. He tried to tell me something, but it wouldn't translate, so he stuck a piece of paper on a bone and pointed it at me.
There is no difference between an ancient spaceman and a modern chook. May all your spacemen come home to roost.
And when I looked up, they were gone. I called room service while Multicolours scanned the Governor-General's free lunches, ordered a bottle of Chateau Millennium, and broke out in a nervous rash. Feel like leaving the Century, Multicolours? She threw a quick tarot down by the chenille rug. Up came ulcers, insanity and heartbreak.
let's get out of here.
We hit the harbour bridge as a neon kingfisher blew the lane apart. I turned myself inside out, put the opera house into overdrive. My foot hit the roof, the radio became stereo, and we cruised on out to Saturn. Completely colour-spaced. Completely colour-spaced. Way beyond pink and deeper than ultramarine. The radio became stereo, way beyond. Turned myself inside out, put the opera house into overdrive. 2 became 3, and the centre line merged into 1. We cruised on out to Saturn. Completely colour-spaced. Way beyond pink, deeper than ultramarine. 2 became 3, centre line merged into 1.
Come on, everybody, all together. Holding you in my holding. Life is simply divine. world is fair. I'm a millionaire on the road ahead. There's a happy time holding you in my holding.
There are no road maps to Rooster City, and I was trying to forget that everything I knew could be wrong when I first heard the little noise inside my head. Sydney was in a state of hyper-ripple. Decibels of delirium that only banana trees could dissolve. We were cardboard cutouts, wearing concrete shoes, kicking ourselves to bits. I shook the smoke from my ears as multicolours lay there, breathing rainbows into the street. Sydney seemed at the other end of somebody else's bad trip, fabulously remote and far away, which was where we were in Nimbin. A black and white bird sat on the back of a black and white cow, and the newsagent said he was really a Venusian in Nimbin. The shopfront theatre filled the sky, and a pee-wee's spearing cry whistled down the road to where Crazy Jack sat in an old car seat playing his guitar, crazy for his canvases to dry in the sun. Under a scarlet bougainvillea, an ambassador of the apocalypse was ushering the new age into the rear end of a Falcon Ute. Up the back sat the Prince of Punk, wearing a batwing jockstrap and a rubber thong, looking like Cleopatra in Babylon.
Wit versus war? Hand up yours.
Expect garden gnomes in Surfer's Paradise, but out here we're all village idiots.
What's the difference between a garden gnome and a village idiot?
A Prime Minister. A Prime Minister. A Prime Minister. In the Rainbow Cafe, Burke and Wills were snorting schooners of brewer's yeast, while the enigmatic Egyptian hung round like an all-day snake.
One person's fairy is someone else's scrub mullet. In times of high energy, the metaphorical innuendo flows like chalk. The bananas come later.
Outside in the street, a toothless old man did the cosmic foxtrot. I reached for the car keys, and the engines ticked over like a lunatic on a xylophone. Mr. Acid swam towards us, his eyes like lychee nuts, a highway sailor pushing a pedal-powered catamaran to a rendezvous with destiny. Where are you riding to?
Freedom.
Yesterday is where you find it. Don't look back.
I looked at multicolours. She looked at me. A spotter plane flew over. The silent digger looked paranoid. An intergalactic prawn trawler floated round the corner, and we took a trip across the Queensland border.